Welcome and season's greetings. My name is Amanda if you are new to my channel, and if you are not, welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to be making some allergy-friendly plant-based sides for your holiday gatherings. Before we move on, don't forget that if you are new to the channel to hit that little red subscribe button so you can see more of my content, including videos just like this one. Alright everyone, let's get started. You can follow me along in the video on how to make the sides, but if there's a specific side that you would like to make and you don't have time to watch the video, I do have in the description below a list of what the sides are and where they're at within the video so you can fast forward straight to that recipe. Let's get started. First recipe is a cranberry sauce. It is cranberry apple, so I have a nice sour Granny Smith apple and some brown coconut sugar. Coconut sugar is just my preference. You don't have to use it. We're going to begin by rinsing off the cranberries and of course then letting it drain, which is why I'm using the colander. And have a pot handy to make this recipe because we are going to dump the cranberries that have been rinsed directly into this pot. And I would like to give a shout out to my good friend Brittany. Her channel is linked below and she did inspire this recipe and I decided to take it a little step further. So pour your cranberries into this pot here and then begin to dice up your apple. So you're gonna want to make sure that you dice it so that the pieces are not too big and they mix well with the rest of the sauce. And as you dice them, you can just go ahead and throw them right in the pot with the rest of the cranberries. And now that the cranberries and apple are in the pan, we're going to add 1 cup of water to our saucepan. And then we are also going to add a cup of our brown sugar. Again, I'm using coconut brown sugar. You can use whatever you would like. But go ahead and top it off with that. And then I added some pumpkin pie spice seasoning. If you do not have this, you can make it yourself. Have no fear. It's really simple, actually. On full disclosure, I didn't measure it. I just sprinkled it on top, to be totally honest. Go ahead and stir it up, you guys, so that it mixes really well and, you know, everything's nice and covered in the sugar and spice. Start with a low heat until you see all the sugar dissolve, and then we will, and you can see it in here when you like move it around. It usually takes about 10 minutes, and then we will go ahead and increase it to about medium heat, and it's usually about like 10 to 15 minutes, and these little berries will start to burst open. So when it starts to burst open, that's when it's ready. And of course you want to make it chilled. And as you start to move it around, once it's been close to 10 minutes, you'll start to see the color is darkening in here as the sugar dissolves and as the berries start to pop. So as I move around, you can see that some of these have begun to pop, which is a great sign. That's what we want, but we want a few more to pop than this. This tells me that they're not quite ready. So I've removed it from the heat and now you can see how it looks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to let this cool for a little bit and then I'm gonna put it in some glass containers and put it into the refrigerator so it can set, because you definitely wanna let it set, and the best way to do that is after it cools, put it in the fridge for a little bit. Let's be real, it's always better cold anyways. This is a dish served better cold. And this is what it looks like when I'm getting ready to put it in the fridge. So you can see it's still a little steamy. And you all remember my silicone lids, so still one of my favorites. This made 2 bowls. Alright, I'm going to pack these up and take them along with me because we have 2 locations that we go to, so 2 works perfect for me. And I hope you're ready for the next recipe. Alright, time for some risotto. So I like to use vegetable broth. If you prefer chicken, go ahead and use chicken. But to start, we are just gonna have our risotto, and we're gonna dice up some onions. Once the onions are diced, go ahead and grab some olive oil, and we're gonna put it all in the pan together to go ahead and get it simmering. And then go ahead and stir them in there so that they get nice and coated with the olive oil, and you want them, of course, to cook evenly. So you can see now the onions are turning clear. They're nice and soft. So that's when we want to add in about a cup of risotto. And we're not adding anything else in right now, you guys. It's just olive oil and onions. And we want to coat the risotto in the olive oil and let it cook just like this for about 1 to 2 minutes, sometimes a little bit longer if you notice that they don't really seem to be coated, but you want them nice and coated while they cook before we add anything else. So do not add any other liquid at this point. So if cooked properly, your risotto will start to look like this, nice and coated. And now we can add in some broth. It's really important to make sure that your broth is nice and hot. You do not want to add cold broth to your mixture. It won't cook right. And we are not adding our broth all at once, so do about a cup at a time and let it absorb as you go. It should be about a cup. So we're gonna stir it. So here's the thing with risotto that people don't like. You do need to constantly stir. I don't mean literally stand here like this the whole time, but don't let it go, you guys. You need to watch it, you need to stir it, or you will regret it. So just stay on top of it. I like to set little like timers, so every 2 minutes or every 1 minute I will come out and stir some more. Again, 1 cup at a time. So we're just adding 1 cup here. And you can see the more we add, the thicker this gets. So if you thought that you had too big of a pan, I guarantee you did not. I'm going to start to add in some herbs. All right, so our last cup is almost completely absorbed. So before I put in the next cup, I diced up my vegan cheese. I'm using vegan mozzarella. You can use whatever you want. You don't have to add it at all. But I am going to start adding it into our risotto. Okay, so as it starts to melt, you want to stir it, but first let it get melty, guys. Again, you don't have, this is completely optional. You do not have to add this in. I just like that little extra creaminess. And this particular vegan mozzarella just has such good flavor. Okay, cheese is nice and melty, and our broth is absorbed. So it's time for our last cup of hot broth here, you guys. But you can always add more. If you want it more creamy or whatever, you can always add more. But I typically do 4 cups. And then I'm also going to go ahead and add in our steamed veggies. So again, I am using carrots and squash here. And then I'm going to add in our vegan butter. Definitely splashed myself, but it's okay. See, told you I had carrots. Go ahead and mix it all in. So when this absorbs a little bit more, ooh, a nice chunk of cheese. When this absorbs a little bit more, then we can add in our vegan butter if you'd like. You do not have to. But again, we want to let it absorb a little bit. Don't forget to keep stirring. Now is not the time to stop. So creamy. Stir in the butter if you'd like and let it melt, and when it is ready, you're going to transfer to a casserole dish, top with some vegan cheese and herbs, and there you have it. It is ready to serve. I hope you enjoyed this one, and let's move on to the next. Roasted potatoes, go ahead and dice up some small little yellow potatoes or gold with some onions, and we're going to use these seasonings right here. Now, if you don't have Italian, you can go ahead and blend your own, some cracked black pepper, and listen, you do not have to use pink Himalayan salt, you can use regular. But make sure that they are nice and coated, drizzle olive oil on top as well so it sticks very well to the potatoes, and make sure you mix it up, you guys. You want each potato to have enough seasoning so there's good flavor. Top with some tin foil, and we are going to put them in the oven at 350 degrees for 1 hour. Alright guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoy your side dishes. Please, if you're still on, go ahead and comment down below what would be your go-to. Like, which one do you think you just have to try first? I'd love to hear it. And if you did like this video or would like to see others like it, please go ahead, hit that like button and let me know what you would like to see down in the comments below. I'll catch you next time and I hope you enjoy your holidays.